Hello and welcome to a CalTV special. I'm Yao Do and I'm here at San Francisco State University for a History Channel special, The People Speak. So, The People Speak. What made you guys sign on to this project? Why did you guys do it?
Well, it starts with a book by a historian named Howard Zinn called The People's History of the United States. When I read A People's History of the United States, it opened up my thinking, and I started to think about history as being very important because actually I saw history from the bottom up. And Howard and I later on had the chance to collaborate on a book called Voices of a People's History of the United States, where we gathered together documents of people who've spoken out, people who've changed history. And we started organizing live shows to find actors and musicians to give expression to those moments of dissent and protest. And that turned into this documentary.
So you mentioned in this documentary how ordinary people can change history. So how can an ordinary person go about doing that?
Well, interestingly, there's some themes that I think emerge if you look at our history. All the people who we profile undertook the struggles, undertook the protests that they were part of, not knowing that they would necessarily be able to make a change, but feeling in their heart that something had to change. And they took that risk, they took that gamble, and what they all had to do in some form or another was to find other people to take that risk with them. So every one of these people may have initially been alone, but found a way to work with others, because really change can start with an individual, but it ultimately takes participation of a lot of people to really have an impact.
Now, did you perform, or did you actually do one of the
We performed. We performed, because it's not only, sort of people, everyday people who've done these extraordinary things. It's also protest songs, It's Bob Dylan, it's Woody Guthrie, it's what, these people who saw the world, they saw a way that it could be, and they wrote about it.
A bullet from the back of the bush took Medgar Evers' blood. 8 finger fired the trigger to his name. Hey, handled it out in the dark.
Now, you guys have talked about civic participation steeped in history. How would you guys say that America is doing now in terms of civic participation? Have we lost that spark, or do you think we still have it?
I personally think that there's a concerted effort to misinform a lot of people. It seems like a lot more people are trying to get more, to participate more into politics. I'm just concerned that they're not necessarily getting the right information. I think that it's still very skewed, which is the responsibility of the news organizations. But I think in the next few years, I think it's going to level out. I think people are going to be able to find the right news, and I think they're going to be more involved and probably make more educated and hopefully helpful for all of mankind sort of decisions,
So would it be safe to say that you guys feel optimistic about our chances?
I feel optimistic. We think this project's coming out at a very good time, at a time when people are trying to figure out how they can make a change and they can make a difference. And in effect, what we're saying is there's these resources from our history that you can draw on, resources of hope, resources of inspiration, resources of change. And we're very encouraged by the response that we've seen as we've gone to campuses around this country. We're now in San Francisco State. This is our 7th of 8 campuses. Everywhere we've gone, we've seen people turning up who really give the lie to this idea that this is an apathetic generation. People want to make a difference. They're just trying to figure out how.
Here's hoping that we do.